17 children from one school class disappeared without a trace. They simply left their homes one terrible night and carelessly ran off in an unknown direction, all except one boy. The parents are in a panic, the police are at a loss, and the locals are going crazy with paranoia. Witnesses prefer not to talk about them. It all started at school when the third-grade teacher, Justine, discovered that out of 18 students in her class, only one, Alex, came to the lesson. The other 17 students, last night at exactly 2:17, collectively left their homes and ran off in an unknown direction. No one understood anything, so the investigation reached a dead end. A month after the disappearance, the authorities have no theory about what happened. The parents blame Justine for everything. She is the only link between the missing children. During the meetings, the woman tries to explain that she is also struggling with the loss of the students. Her speech provokes the anger of those gathered, forcing the school principal Marcus to escort her to her car to avoid incidents. On the way home, the teacher stops at a liquor store to stock up on a remedy for her sorrow. Upon returning home, she hears suspicious knocks at the door. Fearing that it's vengeful parents of the students, the woman arms herself with a pepper spray and goes to see who's causing trouble. But outside there's no one, only a fresh inscription "Witch" on the side of the car. In the morning, the principal informs her that for public peace, it would be better for Justin to go on vacation. The upset woman wants to talk to Alex, who was transferred to another class, but the boss hints that she shouldn't. Justin goes to the police to file a report on property damage. There she notices Paul, her ex-boyfriend, and a happily married police officer. In the evening, they meet at a bar, get drunk, and wake up at the woman's home. Alcohol, as usual, plays tricks with memory. You don't remember what happened yesterday, but you do recall your exes. During the day, Justin follows Alex and goes to his house, but no one answers. Noticing that the windows are covered with newspapers from the inside, the woman peeks through a gap. She sees the boy's parents sitting motionless on the couch. They do not react to the noise. Justin informs the principal about the strange behavior of the parents, asking to check on them. At night, the woman has a nightmare. She walks down a dark school corridor to a classroom where children sit with their heads down. When Alex raises his head, his face is painted with creepy clown makeup. After a false awakening, the teacher imagines an old woman with similar makeup on the ceiling. The teacher continues this surveillance when the student aggressively asks her not to follow him. Watching the house, Justin falls asleep in the car. When it gets dark, Alex's mother comes out of the building with a jerky gait, holding scissors in her hand. Getting into the car, she cuts off a lock of the teacher's hair. The story shifts to Archer, the father of the missing boy Matthew. Struggling with the loss, the father sleeps in his son's room and watches the surveillance footage of him running into the night every morning. During the day, the man goes to the police station to talk to the sheriff. Paul's main complaint is that Justin was not arrested. Despite past drunk driving, there is simply no evidence linking her to the voluntary escape of the children. Archer accused Justin at the meeting and wrote on her car, "At night, he has a nightmare. The children from the baseball team have disappeared even from the photograph." On the street, Archer sees his son running away. Chasing after him, he finds a house over which a huge vending machine hangs in the night sky. Archer goes up to the children's bedroom, where he finds his son lying under the blanket. In a flash of lightning, his face turns into an old woman's, in clown makeup. Waking up, the man wondered where his son was running to. Taking out a map of the city, he drew a straight line in the direction the boy was moving. Then Archie went to the mother of another missing child to watch the video recording from the camera. Archie plots the vector of the fugitive's movement, overlaying it on the map. Two intersecting lines allow him to mark the presumed area where the children were heading. However, the builder does not have time to verify the theory. Seeing Justin at the gas station, he turns to cause a scene. The conversation is interrupted by the appearance of the bloodied director Marcus, running towards them with a crazed look. The man attacks the teacher. Archer has to save her from the boss, who, with obsessed fury, rushes towards Justin. The story shifts to Paul. After meeting his ex, he drives around the city, noticing a suspicious guy trying to break into a window. When asked not to move, the bungling thief takes off through the alleys. The officer chases him to corner him in a small nook. After putting on handcuffs, Paul conducts a search. He asks if the detainee has any sharp or piercing objects. Receiving a negative response, Paul searches the detainee but comes across a needle, cutting his finger to the point of bleeding. In a fit of uncontrollable fear of contracting AIDS, Paul knocks out the deceiver with a blow to the ear. After treating the wound, he realizes that the incident of police violence was caught on the dashcam. Paul convinces the awakened captive that he will get off with a simple warning if he leaves town. Returning to the station, the officer confesses to the chief what happened. If the victim complains, they will face some fun bureaucratic diz. But if there is no complaint, then in a month the recording will automatically be overwritten on the server and then nothing can be proven. But when he starts his shift after the night with Justin, he notices yesterday's detainee, whom he chases after, having turned off the camera in advance. The story switches to James, a drug addict and vagrant living in a tent in the forest. He is disheartened that the drugs have run out, there's nothing to inject or smoke. To get money for a new dose, the guy calls his relatives and acquaintances while also checking parked cars for unlocked doors. Stealing a child's backpack with headphones and a tablet, he hurries to pawn the loot, but the local Sidorovich is not inclined to play noble and refuses to buy the junk. James tries to break into someone else's apartment, where he is caught by Paul for the first time. When the cop lets him go, the addict wanders in the rain. Noticing that there are many flyers from the mailbox near Alex's house, he realizes that no one is inside. James climbs through a second-floor window. Wandering around, the addict arms himself with a pillowcase to stash the goodies. While checking the video equipment, the thief sees people on the couch in the black mirror of the TV. Alex's parents. The owners, who have fallen into a catatonic stupor, ignore the addict. Growing bolder, he greedily grabs the silverware. In search of loot, the guy goes down to the basement where he sees children standing in the dark. As soon as they turn, James panics and does the same as the sea witch to the Little Mermaid, legs. Turning in the silver at the pawn shop, he sees a message about a reward for information on missing children, 50,000 evergreen skins of American presidents. James decides that this is a great chance to earn money honestly and calls the police to inquire about the cash. But at the entrance to the station, he's spotted by yesterday's cop, forcing him to make a quick getaway. James runs into the familiar forest where he sees a painted red-haired old woman, waving at him with the charm of the demonic clown Pennywise. Narek hides in the tent, armed with used syringes. When someone unzips it, the addict strikes back. Outside, it turns out to be Officer Paul. Faced with a new potential threat of AIDS sticking out from the face, he threatens the addict with a shotgun. James says he will show where the missing children are. After handcuffing the detainee, the officer shoves him into the patrol car. Arriving at Alex's house, Paul leaves the junkie locked up and goes into the house himself. James stays in the car for several hours until it gets dark. Only then does the officer return. Paul silently opens the door and drags the prisoner with him. The story switches to director Marcus. After a tip from Justin, he is forced to talk to Alex's parents. Since they are sick, Aunt Gladys comes, made up as if she came to kill Batman. Despite assurances that the boy is fine, Marcus insists that he must meet the parents in person. The next day, Gladys visits Marcus at home. During the conversation, she asks for some water, but not in a cup, in a bowl. When the hosts provide what is sought, the woman takes out a twig with thorns, with spikes, wrapped with a ribbon stolen from Marcus's office. Cutting her hand with a spike, the old woman smears the craft with blood, then cuts a lock of hair from Marcus's neighbor, who rushed to bandage the wound. The guest takes out a bell, the ring of which paralyzes the host. Then Gladys wraps the neighbor's hair around the branch and breaks it. From this action, the enchanted Marcus attacks the neighbor and beats him to death with his own head. Doctor Strange's magic was more friendly. To halt the spell's effect, Gladys throws the broken branch into the water and Marcus freezes. The witch wraps the remaining stick with Justin's hair and repeats the ritual. The director bolts and runs out of the house through the entire town without slowing down. The powerful sorcery leads him directly to the target. The woman hides in the store while the builder tries to knock out the enchanted director. When the teacher drives away in the car, Marcus continues the chase on foot. Atedone nos toza stoza zbolesie wede mai. Archer follows, witnessing the crazy runner being hit by another car. Archer visits Justin in the hospital to apologize for his distrust. He says that Marcus moved in a familiar style, similar to Naruto running. The missing children also ran like that in the videos. The man shows the teacher the intersection point of the escapee's movement vector. Justin recognizes Alex's house. The story shifts to Alex, a quiet boy who is bullied by his classmate Matthew. Picking up his son from school, the father says that Aunt Gladys will come to visit. That same evening, the boy sees through the window how the guests help move belongings, including a pot with a spiky tree. In the morning, the boy peeks into the aunt's room from the adjoining bathroom. She frightens him with her sickly, elderly appearance and open eyes. That day, for the first time, his father did not pick him up from school, forcing him to walk home. At home, Alex finds his parents frozen in some kind of paralysis. The child tries to reach them, but nothing works. Now Aunt Gladys is in charge. In the evening, Gladys explains to the boy that he must keep her visit a secret. To make him obey, she uses magic to make the parents poke their faces with forks. Frightened, Alex agrees to obey. Besides going to school, he has to take care of his helpless parents. He has to feed them canned soup with a spoon. Gladys confesses to the boy that she is seriously ill. To get well and live, she needs help. She asks Alex to bring one item belonging to his classmates. During the physical education class, the boy steals the children's drawings, almost getting caught by the teacher. That same evening, the witch performs another ritual. Exactly at 2:17 in the morning, all of Alex's classmates run out of their houses and rush together in a crowd to them. After the disappearance of the school children, the authorities conduct an investigation. To divert suspicion, the witch orders Alex to clean up. She tidies up the father and temporarily hides the other children outside. Once the commotion subsides, Gladys locks the captives in the basement, feeding on their youthful energy, leaving only Alex unsupervised. He has to feed this whole crowd. Returning home with canned food, the boy sees new captives, a policeman and a drug addict. Gladys orders them to pack their things. They are leaving tomorrow. She also forbids crossing the salt that marks the entrance to her room, placing the parents to guard it. At night, the boy sees a car outside the house from the window. Justin and Archer are watching them. When it got dark, the adults enter the house. As soon as they step over the salt on the floor, the possessed Paul and James attack. Archer beats the addict, but he keeps getting up, not feeling any pain. Paul strangles his ex, who fights back with a potato peeler. Only by grabbing her ex's service pistol, the teacher managed to kill him, after which the man goes down to the basement where he sees the missing children. He is looking for his son when he encounters the witch. Gladys, tearing off the medallion, sets the guest against the teacher. On the second floor, Alex realizes it's time to act. Stepping over the salt boundary, he provokes the parents to attack. The boy runs to his room, locks the doors, and sneaks into his aunt's bedroom through the adjoining bathroom. Grabbing one of her branches and a wig, he locks himself in the bathroom. While the furious parents break down the door, the boy wraps hair from the wig around the stick, creating an artifact. After finishing, he pricks his finger with a thorn to smear the crafted item with blood and break it. Suddenly, the sound of dozens of little feet is heard. The children from the basement are running for her soul. Realizing she has become a victim of her own spell, the witch runs away, but a crowd of frenzied teenagers chases her throughout the neighborhood, through yards and neighbors' houses. The youth catches up with the sorceress and piles on her to carry out the order. A few moments later, the old woman is torn to pieces, and the children freeze near her body. Archer, awakened from this spell, releases Justin and follows the trail of the escaped children. The teacher goes upstairs, where she finds Alex. He is hugging his parents, who are in a stupor. Archer finds the children near the witch's remains. Picking up his son, the man carries him home.